What is the definition of success? Think beyond how our culture has raised us. What measures up to a life well spent? Good grades and high GPAs can help us land a high-paying job, but at what cost? When we were young, we were asked what we wanted to be when we grew up. But what if our answer wasn't one that could pay the bills? Were we wrong? What would happen if we all did what we truly desired to do?
My name is Lee Wallace. I'm currently living in New Paltz, New York. My official title is Manager of Technical Services here at Marist College.
My name is Chris Gockley, and I live in Guilderland, New York. I'm a high school teacher.
My name is Marin Millard. I live in the East Fishkill area. I coach women's rugby at Marist College.
My name is Dave Fitzpatrick. I'm a filmmaker, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
My name is Dylan Longton. I'm 23. I'm from Slinglands, New York. I'm a cook. I do signs and decals and aerial photography.
I don't think I would ever put down a camera. Ultimately the reason I started filming is, other than skating, is just to capture what I'm doing. I'm never gonna stop filming. It's just, I love it. It's second nature.
I think that I have a very unique way of teaching, and because much like a salesman who believes in what they're selling, to me, this art form is fascinating and really worthwhile, and so that's why I teach the way I teach. I only teach audio. I started playing guitar at 8, 9 years old. Always fascinated with sound.
For 20 years, all I wanted to do was make things. Once I got out of college, I didn't want to just teach because I wanted to build.
Coaching has been a big joy in my life, and connecting with all the young women that I have over time.
Coming out of high school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I've been at a previous job for about 7 years there, cooking and stuff, so I figured out I'd get into that and just stick with that. I bought a sticker machine. I was super interested in it, and once I got really good with it, I just realized you can turn it into a business, and then it started from there. I saw them flying above the skate ramps in Aruba, and I just thought those were awesome, so I wanted to get into it. Got that, got a GoPro for it, and then I started putting it up in the air, taking shots. People thought, wow, I got something going on here. They were all hobbies and interests when they first came along, and then now I use them to make money and just, to help me out with connections and this and that.
Both my parents are photographers. They're both NYPD crime scene photographers, so they would constantly out shooting, and they had cameras at home, and my parents are enormous inspirations. Anyone that knows them, my friends say they're superheroes. If you've ever seen an aerial photograph of the World Trade Center when it was coming down, my dad took it.
He was trying to make me feel like I wasn't important, man, like I'd never be able to amount to anything. He went, and you're going to be a teacher. You can't even do that. To have somebody just try to tear you down like that, man, when you're already broken, it's like, man, this sucks. All of a sudden, I see a guy interested in woodworking, and maybe a student, and he's doing it the wrong way, instead of me being, oh, you can't be like that guy Greg. What, you're going to be a teacher. You can't even do that. So how about if I'm just like, you know what, dude, try it out, man. Maybe you got something.
My exposure to musicians and bands and so forth gave me opportunities to work in the live sound field. Hooked up with a wealthy and very, very smart, business savvy drummer in a big hair heavy metal band, and we opened up a recording studio. And that was a life's goal, to be an owner operator of a studio.
When you do something that you love, you're gonna get better at it. No one becomes an expert in something that they don't love. Period.
When you do take your hobbies and you turn them into work, sometimes some jobs will get a little stressful, but you work till they get to the end of the day or the end of time or to the end of the project, because that's when you get the relief, and that's when everything feels good, is the results, you know.
When I first started teaching, I didn't know a whole lot about the subject matter, because you go in there and they have you teach whatever they need you to teach, whether you know it or not. I mean, talk about an unexpected blessing, man. You know, I mean, that was a gift.
I just did it out of love, you know. I just did it because I liked doing it, and it was fun, and I got to put the edits online. My friends would crowd around, we'd all check it out, and it was just like a fun thing to do. Next thing I know, like, I know how to use editing programs. Realizing that people are doing it in college and learning it in classes, like, it didn't even, like, occur to me that it was, like, a useful thing to know. For the most part, I don't really make any money off of what I'm doing right now, which could be frustrating, but I look at it kind of like people take internships. That's kind of how I view these stuff, because it's like, now I have something to be like, hey, this is what I can offer you, this is what I can do. And while I didn't make money from it, it's a good way to like sample my work. People will just give you logos and be like, hey, can you make this into like a 3-dimensional logo? Can you like move this around a bit? And that's just kind of basic After Effects knowledge, and it pays decent. So that's when I need money, that's generally what I'll do.
So I was like kind of scared when I first got my job. I had a wife and a baby, and I had to go and I had to do the job and get it done. We had just enough money. That wasn't a problem. We weren't overflowing with money. I used to worry about my bosses. Are they going to come in and see me not working? There's a lie in America that when we have money and we have possessions, that everything's fine. And that's like the biggest lie in the world. I'm finding out that money really isn't an object, and it doesn't get me anything, because the dude that works with me is driving a $60,000 Mercedes, and both of us still come to work.
I went on a date with this girl, and she's an author, and she said, you know, making money is easy. And I looked at her like what? Because that's not how most people feel. But she has a point. It's like if what you're trying to do is just make some money, then there's certainly plenty of ways that you can do that. I mean, look around. Yeah. This woman's over there making burritos or whatever she's making, and you know, there's a way to make money somehow. And actually, that's one of the reasons why I started playing harp in the subways, is that I couldn't quite bring myself to go back to some job that I hated, and I looked around and I saw that other people were playing on the subways, and I thought I could probably do that.
I don't think you need money. I don't think anyone needs money. People desire money. People say you need money to like eat and shelter and all that, but first you need to want to live. You know, you need to have a desire to live before you have a need to make money.
Motivation comes from growing up and not having everything that all the other kids had, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that, you know, my parents provided for sure, but you know, I wasn't the kid getting that random PlayStation. I'm not the kid getting those candy bars, you know, at school and stuff like that. People told me to go to college and I need this and I need that, but you don't need any of that, you know. People are like, oh, how are you going to make 6 figures? How are you going to, you know, but it ain't even about making 6 figures. It's about being happy and doing the things you love to do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm 23, I'm traveling, I'm having the most fun I can ever have, so that's what's up.
When I came to the realization that music production, the engineering, was really an extension of me being a musician, and it was more art to me than income potential, and doing art for money is just too much of a compromise. It just didn't work out. And so what I figured out is if I could do something for a living to support myself, support my family, I can then choose to do my art for art's sake.
Money here is like noise. Like, it's just so much noise and like these taxes and insurance, and it's like it's all made up. You know, none of it's real. Like this cup, how valuable is this cup to you? And then you put a number on it, you know. But like I could say like, how valuable is this cup? And you would say as valuable as your scarf, and then we exchange.
Absolutely, I would still coach if I didn't get paid. Quite honestly, I've donated my salary several times coaching here. I would, you know, do it for free, and I have done it for free.
I want to have what he has, you know, and you know, I ended up when that didn't satisfy. Okay, oh, I want that now, and then I get involved in something else, and then that doesn't satisfy. Okay, now what? Okay, oh, that looks good. Okay, so it's like a big smorgasbord, if that's the way you pronounce it, of stuff.
I played professional basketball in Europe. I've been a stuntman. I've traveled all over the world. I've been on Broadway. I've been in movies. I've been on television. I've been a varsity basketball coach. Yeah, maybe a long time ago I decided I'm just gonna kind of figure out how to have an awesome life. We have game shows that are you're the best and you're out. I think that that gets into our brain that somehow we always have to be the best at everything.
I look at some of the other teachers that have all these stringent guidelines and rules, and you know what? The last place I'd want to be is in their classroom. I can see when they're teaching out of their head, man. They can tell you facts about multiplication tables up to 15 times. Well, congratulations, you know, that's cool. That's all good stuff. But what about that little kid that's crying in the back of the room because he wasn't able to memorize those, and you just gave him an F?
Don't ever feel boxed in. I think you have to try it, see what you like. You might find that your passion and your love is somewhere else, and don't be afraid to pursue that either.
It's hard to encourage kids today, because you got everybody else that's just giving them a quiz. You got a 75. Too bad. You didn't study hard enough. Most of my kids have hundreds, but are they 100? Yeah, they're 100.
I can be totally stoked putting up the drone in the air and everybody around like, oh, wondering what's that, and I get to explain what it is and what it does, Or I could be at the skate park and get something that I haven't gotten in a long time, or like that I've never gotten before, and I'll be so stoked, and everyone else so stoked, and just everyone's having a good time and happy. I like being satisfied that other people are satisfied, especially if it's my work I'm doing for them. There's no other better feeling than satisfying someone else. Smiling's the key. Smiling's the best thing.
I might hear back that someone has benefited, a light bulb went off, and now there's a progression. That's everything to me.
I'm a firm believer in there are no rules. Only reason.
The people who seem to be happiest are the people who figure out how to incorporate it into their life somehow.
Stay stoked.
Stay stoked.
Stay stoked.
Stay stoked.